The Assembly of Experts of Iran, also translated as Council of Experts, is a deliberative body of 88 Mujtahids that is charged with electing and removing the supreme leader of Iran and supervising his activities. Members of the Assembly are elected from lists of candidates by direct public vote for 8-year terms. The number of members has ranged from 82 elected in 1982 to 88 elected in 2016. Current laws require the Assembly to meet for at least 2 days, every 6 months. The current chairman of the Assembly is Mohammad, being elected on the 10th of March 2015. All candidates to the Assembly of Experts, the President and the Majlis, must be approved by the Guardian Council, which half of its members are selected by the Supreme Leader of Iran. As such, the Assembly has never questioned the Supreme Leader. There have been instances when the current Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei publicly criticized members of the Assembly of Experts, resulting in their arrest and dismissal. For example, Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei publicly called then-member of the Assembly of Experts Ahmad Azari Omi a traitor, resulting in Ahmad Azari Omi's arrest and eventual dismissal from the Assembly of Experts. Functions. According to the Iranian constitution, the Assembly is in charge of supervising, dismissing and electing the Supreme Leader. In the event of his death, resignation or dismissal, the experts shall take steps within the shortest possible time to appoint a new leader. Whenever the leader becomes incapable of fulfilling his constitutional duties, or loses one of the qualifications mentioned in the constitution, or it becomes known that he did not possess some of the qualifications initially, he will be dismissed. The Assembly has never dismissed a sitting Supreme Leader, and as all of the meetings and notes are strictly confidential, the Assembly has never been known to challenge or otherwise publicly oversee any of the Supreme Leader's decisions. To choose the Supreme Leader, the experts are to review qualified candidates and consult among themselves. Constitutionally, the criteria of qualification for the office of the Supreme Leader include Islamic scholarship, justice, piety, right, political and social perspicacity, prudence, courage, administrative facilities and adequate capability for leadership. Quote, in the event that they find one of the jurists better versed in Islamic regulations, in fiqh, or in political and social issues, or possessing more general popularity or special prominence than any of the members, they shall elect that person as Supreme Leader. Otherwise, in the absence of such a candidate, the experts shall elect and declare one of their own as Supreme Leader. According to Chibli Malat, a Lebanese legal scholar and intellectual, the basis of the Assembly's election and work is derived from the Shia tradition, whereby the Shia rank and file, the Muqallid, choose the marja and then the preeminent marja emerges by consent among senior clerics. The Assembly gathers every 6 months. Activities of the Assembly include compiling a list of those eligible to become Supreme Leader in the event of the current Supreme Leader's death, resignation, or dismissal. This is done by the 109th Commission, monitoring the current leader to make sure he continues to meet all the criteria listed in the Constitution is done by the 111th Commission. Members of the Assembly report to this Commission about the issues concerning the current Supreme Leader, and the Commission can then order an emergency meeting of the Assembly. If the Commission denies this, the members can ask the entire plenary of the Assembly for a vote, and if most of the members vote in favor, an emergency meeting will be scheduled to discuss the current Supreme Leader. The meetings, meeting notes, and reports of the Assembly are confidential and not made available to anyone outside the Assembly, except for the sitting Supreme Leader. The Constitution does not specify requirements for candidacy for the Assembly of Experts, leaving the Assembly itself to put limits on who may run for membership. The Assembly has passed laws to require all its members be experts in fiqh, authorizing the Guardian Council to vet candidates for ijtihad proficiency using written and oral examinations. This law was challenged by the reformists, and the 2006 election campaign included changing this law to allow non-clerics into the Assembly, and reforming the law that allows Guardian Council to vet candidates. Women are theoretically eligible to run for the Assembly of Experts, and in 1998 9 women submitted their candidacy. The Guardian Council rejected them, arguing that they lacked qualifications in fiqh. Currently, the average age of the members of the Assembly is over 60 years, which results in many midterm elections due to deaths and resignations. The members must be ayatollahs. History. The Assembly of Experts grew out of the Assembly of Experts for Constitution. First Assembly. The first elections for the Assembly of Experts of the leadership were held in December 1982, and the Assembly first convened in 1983. 76 of the total of 83 members were elected in the first round, the rest in the second. The full list of members and election results is available on the Princeton Iran data portal. As a number of members died, by-elections for replacement candidates were held in April 1988. The Assembly was chaired throughout the term by Ayatollah Ali Meshkiani, who chaired the Assembly also in subsequent terms until 2007. In 1985, the Assembly chose Ayatollah Montazeri as the successor to Supreme Leader Grand Ayatollah Khomeini, but on Sunday, the 26th of March 1989, Khomeini dismissed him in a letter. "You are no longer eligible to succeed me as the legitimate leader of the state." Following the death of Ruhollah Khomeini on 3 June 1989, the Assembly of Experts chose Ali Khamenei to be his successor as supreme leader in what proved to be a smooth transition. Initially, a council of 3 members, Ali Meshkiani, Mousavi Ardabili and Ali Khamenei, were proposed for leadership. After rejection of a leadership council by the Assembly, and lack of votes for Grand Ayatollah Mohammad Reza Golpagani, Khamenei became the supreme leader by 2/3 of the votes. Second Assembly. The Second Assembly was also chaired by Ayatollah Ali Meshkiani. The full list of members and election results is available on the Princeton Iran data portal. Syed Muhammad Fafi was one of the members from the province Niraz Fars. Third Assembly. The Third Assembly was again chaired by Ayatollah Ali Meshkiani, deputied by Ali Akbar Hashemi Rafsanjani, and Ayatollah Ibrahim Amini. The scribes were former Minister of Intelligence Gurban Ali Dari Najaf Abadi and Ahmad Khatami. The members according to each province were: Fourth Assembly. The election for the Fourth Assembly took place on 15 December 2006, and the Assembly first convened on 19 February 2007. In July 2007, Chairman Ayatollah Meshkiani died, and Ayatollah Rafsanjani was elected to succeed him. On 8 March 2011, Ayatollah Mohammad Reza Mahdavi Khani in turn replaced Ayatollah Rafsanjani as chairman. On 4 June 2014, Mahdavi Khani fell into a coma after suffering a heart attack and died on 21 October 2014. He was succeeded by Mahmoud Hashemi Sharodi as acting chairman. The term begun in 2007 shall allegedly last 10 years due to the election aggregation plan of the government, put in place to allow the government to run elections simultaneously for the Assembly of Experts and the Parliament, thereby economizing election administration costs. In February these concurrent elections will occur, which will influence the Supreme Leader succession of the possibility of a special council to subsume the office. Fifth Assembly. The election of 88 members of the Fifth Assembly took place on the 26th of February 2016 alongside of the election for 290 members of the Iranian Majlis. Those elected will sit for a projected 8-year term. The new assembly was opened on the 24th of May 2016 and selected Ahmad Jannati as chairman of the Fifth Assembly.